When Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, the attack caught America completely off guard. It was a painful blow, and the shock of it pushed the entire country into full mobilization. But mobilization takes time, and the Pacific Ocean is enormous. So for nearly 6 months after that infamous day, both sides simply prepared and watched each other, waiting for the next move. During those 6 months, Japan grew overconfident. They believed the United States would be an easy opponent, so in June 1942, they set out to seize the American base on Midway Island, expecting it to be a decisive victory for the Empire. It wasn't. Not even close. The Battle of Midway ended in a crushing defeat for Japan. All 4 of their aircraft carriers were lost just 6 months into the war. This battle marked the turning point where Japan's fortunes began to decline. So here's the question. What if, in an alternate timeline, Japan wasn't careless, and with a navy twice the size, actually won the Battle of Midway? How would that change the course of the war? Since this is an alternate 1942, let's say Japan somehow wins the battle. What exactly would need to happen for that to be possible? There were so many mistakes Japan made during the real battle that listing every single one would take forever. In short, Japan simply overestimated its own strength compared to America's, and that miscalculation is what sent their fleet up in smoke. So, for this alternate timeline, let's assume the entire American fleet at the battle is completely destroyed. That leads to the greatest threat of all. Japan is now in a position to invade Midway Island itself. Phase 2 begins. Just days after wiping out the American Navy, Japanese forces storm the beaches of Midway and are met with devastating resistance. Completely and entirely wiped out. Here's the thing. Even if Japan had somehow won the naval battle, there was no realistic way they could ever actually capture the island. Throughout the Pacific War, American forces consistently took islands even when they were outnumbered by the defenders. So a stronger, better equipped American defense against a rushed and poorly planned amphibious assault by Japan simply ends in failure. One might assume that at least losing the naval battle would count as a political embarrassment for America. But once Japan's invasion of Midway also collapses, it balances out. A defeat at Midway would sting, but the inevitable naval victory that follows makes up for it. So, what's the lesson here? The lesson, what's the point of it all? The interesting thing about history is that sometimes an outcome was simply never going to change no matter what. Japan was always destined to lose the Pacific War the moment it chose to attack the United States. Japan could not replace the fleet it lost, and that was its greatest weakness. Of course, for every ship Japan sank, America could build 5 more in its place. For every ship America lost, Japan's navy only grew smaller and weaker. There's a common misconception that the Pacific War was a fight between equals. It wasn't. From 1942 to 1945, Japan was essentially trying to stop an unstoppable force. No matter how many men, planes, or resources it threw at the problem, the outcome was always going to be the same. So Japan was going to fall. It simply came down to bad odds from the very start. Sometimes the smartest strategy is knowing better than to enter the fight in the first place. Hey, this is Addy of Taichi Alternate Reality Hub.